Welcome back to Let's Talk About. Today we're going to talk about weddings. Yes, weddings. That means lots of words and phrases like getting down on one knee, stag party, hen do, saving a marriage, bridesmaids, the best man's speech, celebrate these big milestones, and much, much, much more. So yeah, let's just get started. Let's talk about weddings. Okay, before we start, this is going to be very culturally specific. There are lots and lots of different types of weddings around the world. I can't keep up with absolutely all of them. That would be a 2-hour video. Also, it's 2021. There are also lots of different ways of getting married, lots of different ways of celebrating love. And traditional roles are not always the case. I know. However, I can only talk about what I'm most familiar with. But that's kind of the fun of this video. Leave comments about weddings where you're from and the sort of weddings that you go to in the comments section, and we can actually talk about it. What's the same? What's different? And tell me about non-traditional weddings, or tell me about weddings that are specific to where you're from. Let's share our experiences and learn. That's why we're here, right? Okay, all of that sorted. Good, excellent. Let's get started. Before any weddings or ceremonies or celebrations, the couple have to get engaged first. This usually involves one person in the couple proposing to their partner. This even sometimes happens by them getting down on one knee and proposing to them. And this usually happens by presenting an engagement ring to them. And if they accept the proposal, if they say yes, then it's on. They're engaged. This means that terms like girlfriend and boyfriend don't really apply anymore. It's all much more serious now, right? So the couple refer to each other as their fiance or fiancee, depending on the gender, pronounced the same but spelt different. That's 1 E for the men and 2 for the women because, well, French words. So, once they're engaged, the happy couple plan to get married. Now, let's clear a common confusion up here. When we talk about the event, the action, the verb, we say get married. This is just referring to that one day, the wedding day. So you might say, oh yeah, they got married on a boat in the middle of the Pacific, or I don't think I ever want to get married. If you're referring to the state of being married, the state of being married, then you'll want the adjective, which is just married. So you get sentences like, are you married? Or they've been married since they were 16, or I wasn't married at the time. Okay, so that's all good, but what about the verb to marry? I mean, this exists, right? It's a verb, right? So, well, we use this verb still. It still happens. It's a little old-fashioned. But when we use it, we usually use it when we want to talk about who someone is marrying. So you might say, she married her high school boyfriend, or this is what? His 7th wife? It's just like he wants to marry every single woman in the world. So, to recap, you've got get married, the general, usually one-day event. They got married in secret, for example. You've got the adjective married, like I'm happily married. And you've got the verb marry someone. Then she married the fishmonger's cousin. By the way, that example of getting married in secret, if you run away to get married in secret, that means you elope. So you could say something like, they eloped to Scotland, which is very common in the UK. This get married, and marry someone dynamic, this way these words work, also work with the word divorce as well. So you can get divorced, one event. You can be divorced, your state. And you can divorce someone. Yeah, and I'm looking at you, Dolly Parton. Before the wedding, there will be a stag party and a hen party, or a stag do and a hen do. Stag do's are when all the grooms, the man getting married, all of the groom's male friends get together and have a big night out. And a hen do is when all the brides, the woman getting married, when all the bride's friends get together and do the same thing. In the UK, these have been known to be rather raucous events with strippers and silly costumes and lots of, frankly, childish behaviour. Although, thankfully, in my opinion, these kinds of antics are becoming a bit less common. So that's all done. Let's talk about the wedding. Whoa. Or is it the marriage? No, it's the wedding. So what's the difference? Marriage and wedding. A marriage is the relationship itself. So we can talk about a good marriage, a happy marriage, an unhappy marriage, and even an arranged marriage. This is when the groom's family choose a bride for him and the bride's family choose a groom for her. So when the parents basically decide who's marrying who. You might even have two people who have never met until they walk down the aisle, until they get married. We can also talk about saving a marriage or strengthening a marriage when marriages are in trouble. Basically, we just talk about marriages in the same way we talk about relationships. And the wedding? The wedding is the event, the celebration. It's a thing that usually just takes one day, or even just a few hours, or in some parts of the world, I'm looking at you, southern India, many, many days. But it's this one event. Generally speaking, a wedding can be broken down into two main parts, the wedding ceremony and the wedding reception. The ceremony is the formal part, the bit where the couple actually get married. The reception is the celebration afterwards. Some ceremonies are religious and some ceremonies are secular, non-religious. So they might happen in a church or a synagogue or a mosque or a temple, and they may be conducted by a priest or a rabbi or an imam or another religious figure. In some cases, the ceremony can be long and even consist of a full religious service. A secular wedding might be more simple, unless you're having one of those Star Trek weddings. They get really complicated sometimes. But yeah, secular weddings can be conducted by a local government official called a registrar, if you prefer a no-nonsense approach, or by a celebrant, if you want something a bit more special, even crazy, or even Star Trek-y. During the ceremony, whoever's conducting the wedding will ask the bride, the woman, and the groom, the man, or any other combination, to say their wedding vows. These can differ from place to place and even from couple to couple, but basically wedding vows consist of confirming that they do indeed want to get married and that this isn't all some sort of terrible nightmarish mistake, that they'll support and love each other until they die, and other dramatic promises like that. When asked whether they agree to get married, the couple usually say the famous words, "I do." I do. Immortal words. Once the wedding vows have been done, the couple exchange rings. They give a ring to each other. That's it. These are sometimes provided by the best man. What? The best man? The best man? The best man? Well, yeah, in a way, the best man is usually the groom's, best friend. He provides the rings, and as we'll see in a bit, he'll also cause big embarrassment to the groom during the wedding reception later. Instead of a best woman, which isn't generally a thing, the bride has bridesmaids. These are friends of the bride. Basically, they're like her gang. They usually walk down the aisle with the bride. The maid of honor, or matron of honor, or as I like to call her, the bridesmaid's boss. Yeah, don't call her that. The maid of honor and the matron of honor and the best man are traditionally the only people to officially witness the wedding. And yeah, once the ceremony is over, the couple leave the church or synagogue or temple or mosque or registry office or wherever they're holding the ceremony and are immediately attacked with confetti. Well, I say attack. What happens is that the wedding guests throw confetti, small pieces of paper, over the couple as they leave the wedding. Sometimes, instead of confetti, rice is used. Just before they leave, the bride tosses the bouquet, which kind of means throwing the flowers. She turns away from the crowd of guests and throws the bouquet of flowers at them, over her head, behind her. Whoever catches the bouquet will, according to tradition, be the next person to get married. Okay, ceremony done? Yeah? Good. On to the reception. This is the fun part, the party, the celebration. At the reception, there's usually a big meal with a seating plan, so you better hope you're not sitting next to dodgy Uncle Barry, where you eat, drink, talk, try not to get food on your suit or dress, and at some point, listen to the best man's speech. Yeah, I told you he'd be back. In the speech, the best man tells embarrassing stories about the groom, like the time he fell into the icy lake, or when he had one drink too many and announced his undying love to his boss. Yeah, that job didn't last long. After his speech, the best man will raise a glass and make a toast to the happy couple. This consists of everyone in the room raising a glass of champagne, usually, in the air and saying, "To the happy couple," all together. So yeah, that's the wedding. But then there's the marriage. The couple will then have a long and happy marriage, or a short and unhappy one, ending in divorce, but hopefully a long and happy one. Every year, on the date of the wedding, they'll celebrate their wedding anniversary. Anniversaries are usually named after things. So your first anniversary is your paper anniversary, for example. The 6th wedding anniversary is the candy anniversary. 16th is coffee or tea anniversary. And 29th is tools anniversary. Yeah, tools and tools. Right, yeah. Whatever. But we really only celebrate the big ones, right? So you might celebrate your tin anniversary or aluminium anniversary, or as the Americans say, aluminum anniversary, after 10 years of marriage. Your 20th wedding anniversary is your china anniversary. Not the country, the pale material that you use to make like expensive bowls and expensive cups. Your 25th anniversary is your silver anniversary. Your 40th is your ruby anniversary. Your 50th is your golden anniversary. Your 60th, your diamond anniversary. And after that, yeah, there is no after that. Maybe we should petition to establish a platinum university for 70 years married. And yeah, in order to celebrate these big milestones, these big steps forward, some people decide to renew their vows. Basically, they do their wedding again and go through the same procedure again. The idea of this is to say, hey, I still feel the same way about you after all this time. Which is romantic, I guess. Yeah. But that's it. Yeah. Weddings, marriages, stag do's, and embarrassing speeches. But obviously all of this was from a very Western, Christian, and UK perspective. And weddings are different from all over the world. They're also different from couple to couple. So tell me, what about where you're from? What about your circle of friends? What's the same? What's different? I would love to hear about the weddings that you go to. I'm sure there's loads of differences from what I've described today. What are they like? Answer in the comments. And yeah, let's talk about weddings. But yeah, don't go yet. Because you know what I'm going to say, right? This is YouTube, right? And, you know, we all know the rules of YouTube, right? If you like something, you click the like, you click the subscribe button. It does amazing things for me. It's a small click for you, but it's a big deal for me. And it means that I can basically continue making these videos, which I do really enjoy doing. And yeah, we get to have more and more of this, and we all get to learn together. Okay, so yeah, you know the deal. 2 clicks, all done. But yeah, thanks again for watching. As usual, that was enjoyable, fun, great to have you here. And yeah, see you next time.